Hey guys, so we're finally back with the next part video after the covering of Flojo's legacy. So today we'll be talking about the recap of the women's 100 meters final as well as the 200 meters final. So the video will be a back-to-back two-part which will be merged together. Now today we'll be talking about how the continuation of her legacy has reached a point where we finally got an athlete who has reached close to her Flojo's records. Now you could also compare Flojo and Usain Bolt together as well, because they're the only athletes who's able to set a world record not only in the 100 but the 200 meters as well. And when it comes to Flojo, her record still stands for at least 33 or 35 years. So now today we'll be talking about the women's 100 meters and how it impacted this year's Tokyo 2021 Olympics. Now here are the times that you see on the screen: 9.58 as well as 10.49 for the women's times. Now today we're gonna talk about first that before the Olympics started, at the Jamaicans trial as well as a race before the Jamaican, the double Olympic champion Shelly-Ann Fraser did something phenomenal. She ran a time of 10.63, which a couple of months ago puts her as the fastest woman alive, thus beating Carmelita Jeter when it comes to the fastest woman. Even Carmelita Jeter congratulated her for that. So as the season started rolling out for the Tokyo Olympics, that time is beaten only by Shelly-Ann Fraser this year. And going to the Jamaicans trial, she was the overwhelming favorite. Now, one thing that we know about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is that she definitely has some of the top end speed, especially when getting out the blocks. So we know that this Olympic was going to be something that it was the highlight of the games. A second athlete that was also mentioned was Elaine Thompson, which now she goes by Elaine Thompson herah. Now Elaine Thompson is also a matchup with Shelly-Ann Fraser when it comes to top end speed. So Shelly-Ann Fraser as well as Elaine Thompson, those two Jamaican women are I would say the counter opposite parts. Shelly-Ann has top end speed, whereas Elaine Thompson is more of a closer when it comes to races. Now we know that due to the past years, that after 2016, we know that Elaine Thompson herah had a bit of a leg injury, toe injury. So a couple of years ago she was not at her best after the 2016 games, but this year she's been training legitimately and hard to get to the level where she wanted to be. Now one thing we all knew, that when the race started off, we knew that this was going to be some intense stuff. We know that after the trials, Elaine Thompson came in third at the Jamaicans trial, and Shelly-Ann came in first. And then we had another athlete who was a prominent 400 runner but ended up going for the 100. That is Sherika Jackson. So as the season started rolling out, we had it very promising that this Olympic year we would have seen the world record for the women's might go down. But it almost turned to that case. After the fall of Miss Sha'Carri Richardson, sadly she couldn't be at the Olympics. But now when the race definitely started, we saw that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Elaine Thompson, and Sherika Jackson did something phenomenal. If you look at the times here, we saw that Elaine Thompson herah broke the Olympic record that was held by Miss Florence Griffith Joyner, which made from the last video, like I said, which made that the times that Flojo was running was very legit. Now, mind you, the coach that Elaine Thompson said that she was definitely in the best shape of her life, which means without injury, Elaine Thompson could even gone faster than what she has run. She even had time to celebrate, to clock, to point at the clock. We all thought that Shelly-Ann Fraser was going to win, because even throughout the rounds she was running very, very easy. So to the fact that nobody should sleep on the defending Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson put the field at a blistering time of 10.61, which beats Flojo's record for the Olympic record. And now she is now the Olympic record holder, as well as the fastest woman now, which beats Shelly-Ann Fraser's 10.63 back at the meets before the Jamaicans trial. Now, Elaine Thompson even said that she has been working very hard, not trying to destroy her Achilles and all that stuff. So the fact that she was able to win at the 100 meters shows her promise. She is, I would say, one of those athletes that will go down in history. If she is to continue this streak, we might even consider her as the Usain Bolt of the women's tally of the women's side. She has now done something that has never done before. She has now won double for the Olympic trials, as well as the Jamaicans trial, and now she came in third, and now she won the women's 100 meters, beating out Shelly-Ann Fraser, which was the overwhelming favorite of the 100 meters. If Shelly-Ann would have won, she would have been the most decorative 100, beating 3 times Olympic champion. But the hinder person that was blocking that success was Elaine Thompson. Now, Elaine Thompson not only pointed at the clock, but she also gave us some of the best expression throughout the games. And I'm very proud of her that she was able to make this feat possible, because I know how hard an Olympic athlete trained to get to this level, especially the Olympics was postponed last year. So the fact that she's able to come back and defend her crown this year. And another surprising turn is Sherika Jackson also slides into third place, running a time of 10.76, which makes her right underneath as one of the best. And mind you, she's not even a 100 runner, so the fact that she's able to do that is so much respect to the Jamaican tally, as well as the Jamaican country as a whole. I'm very proud. I am also a Caribbean, so the fact that I see greatness throughout the Caribbeans is a very proud moment for, I would say, for any people that are on the Caribbean. And this is not the first time this happens. She did do something like that back in 2008 Beijing. So it was a clean Jamaican sweep at the games. Elaine Thompson winning the gold, Shelly-Ann winning silver, and Sherika Jackson winning the bronze. And this is her first bronze as a 100-meter runner now. So she could even say she has ran 100 and 200 and 400 runner. So we could now say she's a versatile runner. But at this moment, I like to congratulate Elaine Thompson here for running 10.61, which puts her into the legendary status. No other woman has done what she has done, defending her her time back to back. The only person that has done that was Shelly-Ann Fraser back in 2008 and 2012. So congratulations to Elaine Thompson. So now we continue to part 2 of the video. So we're going to be talking about the second half of the race. This time we'll be talking about the 200 meters final for the women's. Now, after this phenomenal time that Elaine Thompson and Shelly-Ann Fraser and Sherika did, we went to the tally of the Olympic final for the 200 meters, which had some phenomenal people as well. We had Elaine Thompson, we had MBOMA from I think South Africa, I think. We had Gabby Thomas, which also was the athlete that basically ran a 21.61 at the US trials, which coming into the Olympics was the third fastest woman. And now we got the race that we were all waiting for. And we even had Shawnee Miller-Weeble as well as Talou and some other greats. Now, this picture is a replication of what has happened at the Tokyo Games. When Usain Bolt 2009 broke that record of 19.19, it was a shock to the whole world. So Usain Bolt is the only athlete to back-to-back defend his record as well as set a record within those past few years, which we call the era of Bolt. So now that we're getting to the race, as the race started here, we could definitely say the comparison is no longer to be denied. Elaine Thompson herah did something phenomenal. Start coming up to the race, she is the only athlete who did the double in 2016 and then came back and did the double in 2021 Tokyo Games. Now, what the streak that Elaine Thompson is at this year without no injury is very comparable to what she would be doing in the future. If she were to keep up that streak, she will definitely, I believe, will definitely get to the closest to Floja's world record or even break it. I claim that she might go under 10.6 or 10.648, I believe, which will beat Flojo's 10.49. Now, the race for the 200 definitely went down like this. We knew that the race was going to be intense, but the way that the race came out to be, Elaine Thompson came out very victorious by even smiling, and at the end of the race, Gabby Thomas made a extra move just to pull away from Shelly-Ann Fraser, but Shelly-Ann did her best. Shelly-Ann basically did a 21.94, and Gabby beat Shelly-Ann, ending the bronze medal. But what we have seen from Elaine Thompson, the time that she ran was a blistering time of 21.53. So which means if she were to not celebrate, she could have even ran faster than what we have seen at the Tokyo Games. Now, what's special is that after the Tokyo Games, they will be having the Prefontaine Games, which will be just a special track meet, which will include Sha'Carri Richardson, which will be versing the Olympic record holder, as well as the third fastest athlete of all time, Shelly-Ann Fraser, as well as Sherika Jackson, which is the seventh fastest Jamaican athlete in the 100 meters. Now, I can't wait till August 21st to see that, but until then, Elaine Thompson is the reigning double Olympic champion for this year's Olympics, and look at the times that has been run: 21.53, 21.81, 21.87, 21.94, and then the rest of them are under 22. Now, Shawnee Miller-Weeble didn't try as much, so I guess she was trying to conserve more energy to run the 400 meters. But let's not take away what Elaine Thompson has done. So if she goes to Paris 24 and wins again, if Elaine Thompson wins again at the Paris 24 game, she'll be the only athlete to win 3 Olympic medals and 3 different games, which will put her higher than any other athletes of consecutive wins at the Olympic Games. Like and subscribe to the channel.